WWE WrestleMania 41 is closing in quickly, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about. Today, we're going to be targeting, zeroing in on the biggest decision that WWE has made thus far for the show. And we're here to tell you why they absolutely nailed it. From the booking choices to the match placements, we're going to break it all down and why this particular call was the right one. We'll analyze the impact, the fan reaction, and long term implications of this pivotal moment. So, buckle up, get ready for some in depth analysis, and let's discuss why WWE made the right call with this huge WrestleMania decision. WWE's WrestleMania 41, a two-night premiere live event, will take place from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on Saturdays, April 19th and Sunday, April 20th. Night one features high stakes because a triple threat match between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and CM Punk, alongside the heated clash between Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, are just some of the matches confirmed thus far for night one. Night two, well, it features one big one. It's the undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes taking on John Cena. Of course, other matches include World Heavyweight Champion Gunther defending against Jey Uso, Women's World Champion Io Sky defending her championship, and Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton taking on Charlotte Flair. And keep in mind that there are plenty of matches going on. So, let's talk about the triple threat. Let's talk about CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. On the March 28th episode of Friday Night SmackDown, there was a contract signing for the big WrestleMania match involving these three stars. While yes, Roman and Seth Rollins signed right away, Punk was very careful to look at every single page before Paul Heyman told him that what he was looking for was in there. It was on page 4. With tears in his eyes, Heyman said that Punk would finally be in the main event of WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. Reigns wanted Punk to thank him, and Punk surprisingly did, but then told Roman that being in the main event was not the favor in which he asked for from Paul Heyman to come back and come save Roman and the rest of the bloodline back in November at Survivor Series War Games. It's made Roman's happy face just disappear, leaving everyone wondering what Punk really wanted. Here's the reason why this was the match to headline night one. This is the reason why WWE making such a big, pivotal decision was such the right choice. Look, there are other matches that could have headlined this show. Okay? As a recording of this video, as of the announcement for the CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins triple threat match at WrestleMania 41 that will headline night one. Yes, you could have gone with Gunther defending the World Heavyweight title against Jey Uso. Yes, you could have gone with Charlotte Flair challenging Tiffany Stratton for the Women's Championship. Yes, you could have had the Women's World Championship on the line in the main event of night one. Yes, I understand those are strong arguments. Yes, I understand those are big matches. And yes, I understand there is plenty of star power in them. However, there's not a lot of steam on the Jey Uso versus Gunther feud. There's literally no steam on Charlotte versus Tiffany. CM Punk going after his very first WrestleMania main event. Seth Rollins being rewarded for his hard work last year. And the biggest box office star in which we have had since The Rock and Roman Reigns. Headlining in an epic clash in a triple threat at WrestleMania. Yeah, that's the main event. You best believe if it wasn't for John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship, headlining night 2, this match would be closing Mania night 2. I understand that everyone likes to say, oh, there's a Mania main event for night 1, and oh, there's a Mania main event for night 2. And to a certain degree, yes, they are correct. But at the end of the day, there's only one true main event. But I think like last year, and I'm hoping that WWE is really trying to set the bar for this, and I think this is the direction we're going, especially since it is the second straight time we're doing so. Night 1 main event means something, right? Last year, The Rock teaming up with Roman versus Cody and Seth having implications for night 2, that was a big deal. That was a bigger deal, in my opinion, than Roman versus Cody. And then headline night 2. But think about this. This is the right match. It has all the star power you need. Roman Reigns, he usually headlines WrestleMania. Heck, Why not put him in another one? That's exactly what they got to do. Because just because Roman's out of the title picture doesn't mean that he needs to miss out on a WrestleMania main event with Seth Rollins. He's done everything that's ever asked of him. CM Punk, he was robbed of his WrestleMania moment last year, right? And he gets to finally have a WrestleMania main event after years of grinding, after years of trying to get away from it, or to it, rather, and it getting away from him. Look, CM Punk and Seth Rollins was going to be the main event of night one last year, right? That was the whole purpose of The Rock reportedly feeling like he needed to come in and save WrestleMania, come in and save WWE, which, yes, that is a joke. They didn't need to be saved by The Rock's presence, although it did definitely help build towards WrestleMania. Look, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, World Heavyweight title on the line, that was on the docket. That was penciled in, that was ready to go. But it was CM Punk who got injured. He had to pull out of that match, and it sucked. It was a shame. But that's what happened. Things happen in pro wrestling. That's exactly what happened with Punk. And so they had Drew and they replaced him and had Drew replace Punk, and off to the world we go. At the end of the day, though, this is the only opportunity to do this. This is the match. This is the call. This is the decision. They had to make this match. They needed to do this match. And now we're going to get it. Look, I would have rather have CM Punk go up against Roman Reigns in a singles contest at WrestleMania. Don't get it wrong. That's the match we all love. But I also say don't sleep on Seth. Seth is a phenomenal in-ring worker. You may not love his characters over the years. You may not love his promo segments over the years. But this dude can go in the ring. He can have a great match with anyone on the card. And you best believe Roman Reigns, he's gonna be Roman Reigns. He's gonna have the big elaborate entrance. It's gonna be awe-inspiring. We're gonna have Seth Rollins go out there and be the workhorse that he is, the workhorse that he always is. And you're gonna have CM Punk go out there and try to steal the show. I believe that this is gonna be a match-stealing type of performance from these three individuals. I think this is going to be the one match that everyone remembers here at WrestleMania. This is the match that people will remember and go, hey, do you remember that match? People, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 20 years from now, what do you remember from WrestleMania 41? Well, I believe that we are going to get the match, the opportunity to say it was CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. That is what I think is going to steal the show. And I cannot